It's Anne O'Neill on December 14th at around 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I'm at Whiff and Spit here. It's been pretty rainy. We've been getting a lot of rain here, including these things they call atmospheric rivers, which makes it sound like it's normal, but to have a river in the sky is not very normal. And yeah, we've had a lot of flooding here in BC. But anyway, that is part of the backdrop, I suppose, but not really why I'm on here. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the conjunction of Rasalhague in Ophiuchus with our sun. That's happening over a period of a couple of days, and we're at the part now where it's most direct, I would say, the conjunction, or tightest, the orbit. So Rasalhague is a star in the constellation Ophiuchus, and so I've been doing a bit of a deep dive with Ophiuchus for the last little while, and kind of came up in a really interesting way, I think, with I had been reading Nobody's Girl by Virginia Roberts Giuffre probably back in November, and after I finished reading it, I thought, well, I have some information here upon which I could do her galactic astrology chart. I didn't have her time of birth, but I had everything else. So I used a pendulum to dowse on her time of birth and just went ahead with what I came up with. And the chart was really quite interesting. And what it pointed me to, one of the things was her south node is conjunct Rasalhague in Ophiuchus, which means her north node is opposite it. So the nodes of the lunar nodes basically are kind of like bookends around, the evolution of our lifetime. So the south node being where we came from and what we have comfort with, and then north node being where we're going, and the evolution of our path in this lifetime. So that's basically what got me looking at that particular star and constellation. And then I looked at my own chart too, of course, and my sun is opposite Rasalhague in Ophiuchus constellation. So that means it's connected with recent lifetimes for me, that the Ophiuchus constellation, and in particular that star. So I'm just going to let a little bit of information kind of come about whatever wants to come right now about that, because the energies are streaming through pretty much in the same place as our sun right now. And it's really interesting to me because Ophiuchus is basically a constellation that lies on the ecliptic, and it's maybe the only constellation, I believe, on the ecliptic. Maybe there's another one, I don't know, but it's one of the major ones on the ecliptic that isn't part of our 12-sign zodiac system. So it's situated between Scorpius and Sagittarius, which are the constellations associated with Scorpio and Sagittarius. And so our sun the ecliptic is basically the apparent path of our sun as seen from Earth on the celestial backdrop or whatever. So so it's actually the sun moving through Ophiuchus is happening at this time. It's late November till about December 22nd or so. So it's very interesting because it's kind of like this, some people have contemplated that it's the 13th zodiac sign, and for some reason it's been hidden. There's also some, talk about how it's more like a higher octave of the zodiac, which is more what I believe with feeling into this energy. So thinking of it in the sense of the 12 sign zodiac is a series of 12 different paths that we get mastery over the course of our lifetimes. And it's also within that 12 sign structure, there's 6 pairs, which are like opposites or polarities or complementary pairs, where we get to work out the lessons associated with those and integrate the energies to a finer point in between the two extremes, so to speak. So it's not about one being better than the other, it's about integrating the two when you're working with polarity. So Ophiuchus could be looked upon as a higher octave. Once this path has been journeyed enough that there's mastery within that 12 sign system, perhaps then there's a point at which there's movement towards this higher octave associated with Ophiuchus. So that energy is available right now to tap into, whether that resonates for you, if that adds anything to your journey that's important. You can certainly look up Ophiuchus and Rasalhague, and you'll get information on both of those. But most important is really your own tuning in and what resonates in your being as to the significance of these things. I mean, my belief is that all of these signs, symbols, mythologies, any ways in which we can see that our world is kind of encoded with meaning, all of this is basically a mirror for understanding consciousness, our own consciousness, and consciousness as it moves through all things in our universe. So that tends to be how I think of it. I don't think in terms of absolutes, right, wrong. I think more in terms of how does this provide a mirror for you to better understand your own journey, your own consciousness, the nature of consciousness in general. That's where I come from with it. So Ophiuchus is basically associated with the healer. A deep ancestor for Ophiuchus would be, Ophiuchus would be a deep ancestor from Hippocrates, who's connected with the modern medicine, and the caduceus with the 2 serpents entwined around the staff. So Ophiuchus going way back, and really was mastering healing and how to heal at a very deep level, including being able to take in poison. So Ophiuchus is called the serpent bearer because the man depicted in the constellation is holding a serpent, a snake, that's coiled around, and basically he's wrestling with it. And he's got one foot on Antares, which is a star at the heart of the Scorpius constellation. And he has one foot close to the galactic center, which kind of takes us, galactic center goes through a series of cosmic points back to, we could say, source, or connecting us with source energy. So basically straddling, this realm that we're in, and we could say a higher realm or a deeper realm, whichever way you want to think about it, but a realm that's more connected with source, let's say, whatever that means for you. So it's a time when we can contemplate how, these possibilities or these stories or these signs and symbols and myths, affect our life, what they say to us. With Ophiuchus, it's said in myth that he was, getting to the point where he was able to bring people back from the dead. So particularly Orion or Osiris being one of the key figures that he was either did bring back from the dead or was about to bring back from the dead. And then Pluto, who ruled the underworld, basically became worried that the stream of souls into the underworld would, of course, stop if Ophiuchus was allowed to practice his healing. And so Pluto enlisted Zeus or Jupiter to basically kill him. So he was hit by a thunderbolt and placed into the sky as a constellation. That's how the myth goes. So, in a way, to me, it speaks to there's always forces that are, for their own reasons, their own smaller reasons, I'll say, their own smaller concerns, are trying to thwart the development and the evolution of humanity, of these forces that we're embedded in as part of this world. There's always those who will be acting to thwart the evolution that's happening. So, there have been many Ophiuchus type figures over time, and they're generally the ones who are stepping outside of the box, so to speak, stepping outside of the norm and bringing wonderful gifts. And they're either misunderstood by people around them, or they're attacked because they threaten others and the position that others have held. So that's just some of my thoughts right now. I mean, there's so many things I could say about this, but yeah, I'll leave it at that. And the main thing is, does it bring up anything for you? What does it bring up for you? I might write a blog about this at some point, because I've got a lot of information that's come through about it, and that I've been studying from other sources, but also that's just kind of coming through my own awareness as well. So it's been a very rich exploration. I just want to share a little bit of that. Have a wonderful day. There's a connection with 3i Atlas too that I don't have time to get into, because this is already quite long. Maybe I'll just say quickly. So the other thing about Ophiuchus is it's thought to be one of the constellations from which all of these, or a lot of the comet and comet-like beings have come. So they're originating from the constellation of Ophiuchus. Cassiopeia is another constellation that's mentioned in this regard, but certainly Ophiuchus is a big one. So right now, I mean, many people are probably aware there's been a lot of talk about 3i Atlas, which is a comet-like being that's been coming close into our solar system and will be making its closest approach to Earth in just a matter of days on December 19th. So that's also part of what's connected here for me with this constellation, is what's happening also with 3i Atlas and other comet-like beings and comets, interstellar beings that are, moving through our solar system right now. And it will end up being very long if I try to go into a lot of that, but suffice it to say, I suppose, that for me, I mean, when 3i Atlas, I can't help but think, well, 3i, third eye, and Atlas is, the vertebrae that's at the top of the spine. And, in certain doctrines or learnings or teachings, the vertebrae at the top of the spine represents kind of a culmination of an integration of maybe masculine and feminine or other polarities, so that we do move to a higher level. So kind of like what I was talking about with Ophiuchus at the beginning too, being, stepping it up potentially into a higher octave beyond the sign of the zodiac, the 12-sign zodiac. 3i Atlas for me, and the way that even just the name of it kind of rings, is I can't help but think of, opening the third eye and coming to a higher place in our evolution, with being at the top of the spine, Atlas being the final vertebrae at the top of the spine. So, working with all of that, and of course the serpent, that's part of Ophiuchus being the serpent bearer, Kundalini awakening. The serpent is at the base of the coiled at the base of the spine, and then of course as that energy gets released, hopefully in a way that doesn't cause too much upheaval, but often it does. As it gets released and comes up the spine, it clears the chakras, and third eye opens, crown opens, and we have higher and greater access. So it's really about bringing that Kundalini energy down to earth, down deep in the body and down deep into the earth. So it's a bridge really between the cosmos and what we can tap into when our channels are clear, and bringing that all the way down here to this realm. So Ophiuchus being with 1 foot in this world on the heart of the Scorpius constellation, Antares in the Scorpius constellation. It's on the heart of the Scorpion, 1 foot, and the other foot being the galactic center. That also is pointing to that being in 2 realms and working towards mastery of our multidimensionality, really, and our access to different realms, all from this place that we are right now on Earth. We don't have to go anywhere else. We're not trying to go anywhere else particularly. It's to bring integration with who we are here and how we are here, and opening to all these possibilities. So yeah, I said I would stop, and I think I should stop now. So have a wonderful day, and it's a very magical time right now, and I hope this may have opened up some possibilities in your thinking. Bye for now.